Hey peeps! Super exciting video this week. Namely, my best friend came to Bali for 9 days and I took the challenge of showing her everything I love about Bali. The nature, the food, the massages, the people, and last but not least, the vegan and raw vegan restaurants. Make sure you stay till the very end of the video where I give you my top 5 countdown of the best restaurants and tell you what to order in each one of them. Then I also share my private theory why I think Ubud became the world's biggest bubble of raw food. And if you stay to the very end, you can also hear my personal rant and hear how I feel on raw food, being a primarily fruit muncher. Enjoy the video. Mwah! Okay, my best friend has just arrived in Bali. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna present what we have. We're in Alchemy, which is a raw vegan restaurant that clearly serves no alcohol. We just discovered they don't have white wine.
Plenty of water.
Plenty of water. Water is for the horses, we say in Poland. Anyway, they didn't have cannelloni, but they do have the raw vegan aloha pizza. Then one of my favorites, and that's the nachos with a salsa, a guac, and a cheesy dip, I think. And then, oh my god, the ultimate favorite, the papaya Philadelphia maki with namashoyu and a cold miso soup. First full day in Ubud with Joanna, my best friend.
Fantastic.
You like it?
Very much.
Well, we were a little scared. Other people are gonna order out the lasagna, so we went ahead and we ordered it before we ordered all the other courses. So, courses, not curses, right? So here is the iconic Italian lasagna. And the dressing is, I think, kimchi dressing. All raw, all vegan. Can't wait to dig in. It's just rotten coconut, right? Okay, we're also gonna indulge in a coconut probiotic kefir, which was
So sorry about it.
which is hopefully has some alcohol content like it did last time. Okay, and the rest of the food has just arrived. So we have this beautiful raw vegan galactic bowl. I only remember that there's like cashew feta here and some pesto and calamati olives, obviously some beets and sprouts, and this is a honey mustard dressing. It's really rich. And then we have some fake salmon gravlax sandwiches. One is on a raw bread for me and one is on a crispy sourdough for Joanna with a wasabi dressing salad of the day. And okay, this doesn't look like much, but this is the thing I'm most excited about. This is the selection of the raw vegan cheese we have. I think we have sun-dried tomato, olives. I think there's dill there. There's plain smoked and a selection of some figs and nuts. This stuff is just so good. It's completely to die for. How do you feel?
Amazing.
How's the food? Massaged out.
Great.
So not only eating.
No, nobody eats here.
Passion fruits, we have mangoes, dragons, and a sour sop that is just looking and smelling amazing. And I haven't had a sour sop, oh my god, I think in a year since the last time I was in Bali, and you have no idea. I'm like salivating so hard, like almost dripping over the iPad. I want it so bad. It is just amazing. It tastes like pina colada if you guys haven't tried it. It's in the same family like cherimoya or custard apple, but it's definitely one of my favorites. High up there with Berlinia. I think it's Joanna's third day in Bali. Third day or fourth day, can't tell because the time flies so smoothly, and we're just about to have dinner at Moxa. They have a menu that is half cooked and half raw. Not only that, they have an organic garden. What's it called? Permaculture, right? Oh, sorry, I'm not very good with long words. They have a permaculture garden, and everything in their kitchen is from their garden. And their presentation is amazing. Short to say, big expectations of tonight. Moxa, please don't disappoint us. Okay guys, so just to sum up this video, I'm gonna give you my top 5 countdown of my favorite restaurants in Ubud. At number 5 we have Alchemy. Last, because for unknown reasons they're still using honey, not only in their desserts but also in their salad dressings, their mains. It's everywhere, and also they tend not to have stuff later towards the end of the day. But if you do go there, you need to order the cannelloni and the sushi with the papaya. Just make sure you're there early on in the day. At number 4 we have Moxa, which is a great restaurant. By the way, they also use honey. You know, what's up with the honey? But once you're there and you're raw, you really want to order the cheese platter. The cheese platter was amazing. It was one of the best raw vegan dishes I've ever had. The sampler platter was a bit too complex for me, and I some of the stuff I didn't like that much. It's at number 4 because my best friend who ate the cooked food didn't like 2 out of 3 of their dishes, so just saying. At number 3 we have a newcomer in the Ubud scene, and that is a restaurant called Zest Ubud. Unfortunately, I was too relaxed to film once I was there, so I have no footage. I can just assure you, it's an amazing, amazing venue. A completely plant-based restaurant. I think it's all gluten-free. And they have a completely new twist on cuisine. What I ate was the raw kimchi rolls, and that was fabulous. It was just such a zesty, light meal. My friend had an array of cooked dishes, and she really said she really enjoyed all of them. There was one that was called the Zest Nibbles platter, and you know, that looked freaking amazing. At number 2, and the top 2 restaurants are very close tied. Number 2 we have Sayuri. Oh my god, Sayuri is amazing. the atmosphere, the people there, the whole venue. You have to go there. And they also have a new dish that completely floored me. It was that good. It's called the salmon gravlax, and it's basically a papaya marinated to imitate salmon. That was like, wow. And if that doesn't convince you, they also have the most amazing cheese platter. So why is it at number 2? At number 2, because Seeds of Life makes a better lasagna. I ate the lasagnas, both lasagnas at Sayuri, and I have to say that Seeds of Life still holds the prize for the best raw vegan dish of all times, the Seeds of Life Mexican lasagna. And you know, the Sayuri lasagnas come very close, but it's that magical, you know, factor that goes from like, that takes a dish from really good to absolute greatness. The lasagna not only tastes amazing, you won't believe it's raw, it's so filling, but it also digests good. Like when I eat a lasagna, I get up and I don't feel heavy. I'm not checked out, I'm not numbed out, I'm not thirsty to drink a lot of water. For me, that is super important. So I think the best dish out there is the lasagna in Seeds of Life. And you have to try it. Also, that's not all they have. I really like their Seeds of Life bowl, which is like a hearty salad. You know, one of those salads that's like a whole meal. It's like everything in the restaurant put into one dish. But I also love the rainbow salad, which is a much lighter salad, and that's the way I eat salads if I ever eat them. And that is just lettuce with just like a tahini-based sesame ginger dressing with several toppings like Thai basil, coconut, and whatnot. So for me, you know, there's so many new restaurants. You know, they're popping up all over the place, but Seeds of Life still wins. Well done, Ben. Ben is the owner of Seeds of Life. Anyway, I've always wondered, you know, why is it that Ubud became, you know, the center of raw food? It's like, you know, you come to Ubud and you start feeling like you're living in a raw food bubble, like everybody is raw. And here's my private theory. I have not shared this theory before with anyone, neither I have heard it or read it anywhere, so it's not scientifically proven. I just think that at the very heart of raw food is cashews. I mean, cashew cream cheese is the essence of gourmet raw food. You need the cashew cream for the desserts, you need it for the cheeses, you need it to make all the sauces, right? And everywhere around the world, cashews are incredibly expensive. Whilst here in Bali, they are actually grown. So not only have this huge overabundance of cashews, you know, but their price is very, very low, which means the restaurants, which are very pricey everywhere else in the world, the raw vegan restaurants here are actually very, very affordable. And it's not just the cashews. The second main ingredient in the raw food is coconut, and there's plenty of coconuts, like you can see. And then there's the other superfoods which grow in Bali, like moringa, cacao, coffee, nonis, wani mango, and you know, epic fruit like papaya, which you can make in a savory and a sweet way, and dragon fruits, which are used as this epic coloring. Like you in Bali, you have all the ingredients to make the most perfect raw food ever at an affordable price. And then the second factor is, I think, the community, because Ubud is a great place to do yoga. You know, when I walk around the street, people ask me, "Are you coming back from yoga?" And I'm like, "No, I don't like to pay for yoga. I have my own practice. Thank you." But a lot of girls are coming to Ubud and Bali to practice yoga. And a lot of the yogis are vegetarian, they are Ayurvedic, a lot of them are vegan, and all of them are open to try and grow vegan. So first of all, you have the ingredients, and then they have a huge community and a tourism industry to really appreciate it. And last but not least, how do I feel about raw food? Because as you guys know, I'm a predominantly fruit muncher. For the past 5 years, I've been eating like 99.9% fruit. I don't even eat vegetables. I mean, I drink coconuts on the daily, which are not fruits. But for me, eating raw food is new. In the last 2 years, we only went with Simon to a raw vegan restaurant twice. And the last time we went to celebrate the end of Noah of Bali, and the year before that, we went to a raw food restaurant, and we ate so much. I was incredibly sick for 10 days, and I was so feverish. I vowed never to, even touch raw food. But before that, 2 years ago, when we first met and we were dating, we went to all the raw vegan restaurants. And how does it feel now, 2 years later, where I don't like it that much? I mean, I prefer my fruit, in short, because when I go to a restaurant, right, I have one thing, and it could be like the best lasagna or the best gravlax, but it just doesn't hit the spot. I mean, I have a serious history of binge eating. So when I'm in a restaurant, what I want to do is I want to order everything from the menu twice and eat it. That is my standpoint. And because the salt and the flavors and the complexity of this stuff is so stimulating for me, it really doesn't hit that mental stop button, especially the salt. Salt is the most stimulating thing on this planet, I tell you. So right now, I am not in an overeating mood or overeating phase of my life, and I'm really happy for that. So I can just go to a restaurant and have a lasagna and call it a day and come back and eat fruit all the rest of the day. But if I was in a troubled state, I think I could really go into town there and binge, and that could turn ugly. Second thing is that I do feel different after I eat the raw food. I'm a little bit checked out, as I call it. My energy has gone into digestion. I don't feel race ready. I feel a little bit heavier. It's like me, but a lazier version. Like, for example, imagine your friend, called you at Friday night at 9 p.m. said, hey, let's go to a party. But you've just eaten a pizza. Are you going to be able to go to a party? Not likely, because you're going to be like, oh my God, I've just had a pizza. Well, that's how I feel every time we dine at a raw food restaurant. I'm not likely to exercise. I'm not likely to converse. I just want to, kick back and chill, which sometimes is okay. And sometimes I miss the energy I have right after eating a fruit meal. And the last reason why I don't think raw food is sustainable is because, hey, we're not going to go traveling with a dehydrator into the jungle, right? That's not going to work. We're not going to ever start making, the super complex 16 ingredient food. It's just a treat. While I was here in Ubud, and the biggest problem for me also is that it's too freaking expensive. Even with the super low prices, for the price of one lasagna, I could have 8 papayas. So, in the long term, this relationship with the raw food is not going to work out. Anyway, I'm super grateful for my best friend that joined me in Bali. We had the best time ever. My best friend invited me to many of these, raw vegan feast. I'm super grateful for your generosity, but most than anything, I just had the best time ever with Joanna. We had such a girly time. It was amazing. It was one of my best holidays in my life ever, and I know, Joanna, for you it was also the same. And for you guys, thank you for watching this far in the video. If you're still considering visiting Ubud or visiting Bali, I tell you, do not hesitate. It's totally worth it, especially if you are into vegan or raw vegan food. Okay, that's it for now. Much love from Ubud, Tina. Mwah!